What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cracker Hunters. I'm Carolina Hitman.
I'm Anubis.
And today we're continuing our Tales from the Other Side.
And this is my first one, so.
Yeah, so we're doing so the first one, y'all know that I got my ass whipped by a dog. That was the first tale. So now Anubis is going to tell a tale of the high five.
Oh, my God.
So I don't know what this is. I'm going in fresh. So this is the tale of the high five.
So this one's kind of a long story because there's a lot of build up in this one.
Yeah, so please, everybody, it's like a good joke. Sometimes the punchline takes a little bit, but you got to stay to it towards the end. So, Anubis, take it off.
My previous career choice was in funeral directing. You know, I've worked my entire life in manual labor jobs. Like, I started out when I was like 12, fucking working on the farm and shit like that, you know, pitching hay, cutting tobacco, stuff like that. And then I went into metal work, you know, working in, you know, metal, like.
Well, I'm pretty sure metal work means metal, so we know what it means.
Processing steel, shit like that. And then I went into warehouse work, and I was like, you know what? I'm kind of tired of this. I'm kind of tired of this monotony. I want to try something different. So when I was at the warehouse, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and fucking go to college. And I was sitting there, and I was like, what am I going to go to college for? I'm going to go to college for funeral directing.
Yes, because anybody who's worked metal work immediately thinks like, let's go from metal to death. That makes perfect sense.
I mean, why not?
Why not?
Fuck, it's something different.
That it is.
Flesh is malleable. Why not, right? But I was like, you know what? I need a trade, dude. That's something that I can work with. I can do shit with steel, but fuck, I can't mold it. You know what I mean?
Wait, hold on. So you thought I can't mold steel, so I can mold a dead person instead.
Yeah, I can fix things.
That was fair.
Yeah, I can fix shit. Fuck, I can build an ear. But yeah, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Nobody else is talking about this. You know, at that time, the fucking fucking was the X-ray technicians, motherfucker. That whole field was getting flooded. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Fields are getting flooded, and I'm like, fuck, what can I do that's different? And I was like, you know what? I'm pretty macabre. I like death. I like metal. I like fucking dark metal, fucking shit like that. And so I was like, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go into the funeral industry. I want to really experience this.
Right.
I really want to experience it. I like it. You know, I like horror movies. I think I can handle it. So I was like, all right, so I did it. Joined this college called Mid-America College of Funeral Services.
Do they have actual colleges dedicated to just morticians?
Yeah.
That is a weird fucking thing to have a college for.
And there's one in Indiana. That's the one I went to. Mid-America College of Funeral Services.
Okay, well, all right. Learn something new every day.
It's an 18-month program. Dude, it's basically, you get 2 associates in fucking a year and a half.
Because no one wants to mess with dead people. Any normal person doesn't want to do that shit.
You know what's funny though? That's the funny part is that like that field attracts the coolest kind of people. Well, maybe not the coolest kind of people, but definitely the most interesting people.
Well, yeah. that I can agree with.
I'll tell you what, dude. I was the only straight dude in my class.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's a field gay people go into?
Yeah, you know, different.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. I'm sorry. That's totally left part. That's left field. That's okay.
Yeah, I was like the only straight guy in the class, and made me feel like
that is not a field that I would expect any gay person to go into.
Well, honestly, I mean, once they explain it, it's like, you know, difference, macabre, kind of just out there kind of deal.
Those are words I would not associate with homosexuality.
Well, I mean,
macabre is one of them.
Well, I mean, it's not anything like against anybody, but
yeah, right.
Anyway, the point is that, you know, I was like, I wanted to go into that field because I felt like I needed to get a license to do something. That way I could make some money, provide or whatever. I had a child and I was panicking. I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I was reaching. That's what it was. I was
You
reaching.
were Mr. Fantastic reaching what you were doing.
Damn right. Damn right. And it worked for 3 years. But, I went to college and I was like, fuck, I need a job through this. So I went to our local funeral home. That's where it was. Of course, I went, met my boss in the basement. There's a pool table in the basement. That was
What? What? There's a pool table in the funeral home?
in the basement, yeah.
I don't know why I find that so funny. I swear.
Hey man, dude, I've seen workout equipment
In the funeral home?
Oh yeah, dude, in the basement, right there by the prep.
Are you really spending that much? Well, considering how much death goes on, I can understand the workout equipment more than I can understand the pool table.
Hey man, you need shit to do.
Yeah,
Fuck,
apparently.
man. Dude, I would drink while I would embalm people. Why not, dude?
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, there was a pool table. There was a cool ass fucking badass oak fucking desk. Worth a lot of money. Not only that, but it's a typewriter. Old school fucking typewriter on the desk.
I don't know why, but that fits with a mortician. I don't know why an old school typewriter would fit with a mortician.
You get programs. I mean, you're a black man. Black funerals get programs, and that's all hand typed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, black man, just the African American culture get programs with the funeral.
Yeah, because our funerals are totally different than
they are.
They are totally different.
Yeah, they are way more interesting.
Yeah, way more interesting.
Way more. I've got a story about those, by the way.
We'll do another video on that. We'll do another story on that one.
Man, that was pretty awesome. But anyway, beside the point. So I'm going in. I'm doing my interview, and he tells me, this is when I first started college, and he tells me, he's like, okay, so this is what I need from you. I need a resume. I need all your background stuff, what you've done before, and what to do again. I mean, just typical get a new
resume
job
shit.
deal.
Which
yeah.
I don't understand why you need a resume to be a mortician. But
Well,
okay.
because it's in the public eye kind of deal, especially with a local funeral home in the county, and I was working for the coroner. The coroner's got more pull than the sheriff.
Right.
In a county. Not a lot of people know that. But, I was a public image for a minute. For about 3 years. But still, that's what I was getting myself into.
Right.
So, I do all that, do all the work. And then, a week later, he calls me. He said, come on in, dress up, do your job, dress up like you would go to school. Which, in my college, I had to wear a tie, a dress shirt, and slacks.
Because you got to be presentable when you're handling dead people.
You have to be presentable. You have to look nice when you're going in front of
you don't want to look like somebody that's scraping dead raccoons off the side of the street.
So I mean, yeah, he said, come presentable to your second interview. Which my second interview happened to be when I got hired.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. So he's like, all right, so this is your second interview. And I was like, yeah. And we started, talking about the job, and he asked me why I wanted to do it. And I was like, oh, I just want something different. I want something new, some kind of experience. And he was like, okay, well, I've already filled out your time card. Go ahead and clock in. And I was like, right now? Yeah. I was like, fuck, I ain't got shit to do today, so fuck it. I clocked in. He's like, oh, cool thing. Now you're on the clock, so guess what? We got a job to do.
That is a dick move if I've ever heard one.
And I was like, what? So we got to do a removal. And I was like, oh, what's that? So we got to go and pick up this dead lady. I was like, oh, dip. I don't know what the fuck that means. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, because he explained the job description right there.
I mean, honestly, dude, I'm walking into this all fucking blind. I have no idea about the background, any of the shit that's going on in the, behind the funeral. I've been to a lot of funerals now, but I had no idea what goes on in the background. And he was like, so we got to do this removal. And I was like, am I qualified for this? He's like, do you have legs? And I was like, yes. And he's like, okay, so you got arms too. I can see that. And I was like, yeah.
I like that dude already.
Well, and he was like, okay, so you're qualified. He's like, all it really takes to do a home removal is 2 able bodies. One has to be a funeral director or embalmer. They have to have that license or degree.
Right, and the other person can just be anybody.
Yeah, it could be literally anybody. Literally
It could be one of you listening to this right now.
And I'm like, oh, so I'm anybody. Nice. So, okay, we take the, we hop in the excursion. It's the biggest fucking Ford SUV
it's the
that
excursion,
they make.
yeah.
We hop in one of them, and we put this stretcher in the back of it. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess that's what we're going to move the body on. Some fucking ambulance stretcher, which that explains everything right there. Ambulance stretcher, that's what they use.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so man, my fucking adrenaline, dude, is rolling. I'm literally walking into this job blind. I have no idea what the fuck is going on, dude. I don't know nothing. And then we get to the house, and the whole family is there. The whole family. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of people here. And he's like, yeah, that's part of the job. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So, we pull the stretcher out of the back of the truck, walking into the house. Of course, it's been raining that day. Fucking shit's muddy. But, it's just a stretcher. It ain't bad. So, we're taking the stretcher, walking through the living room of this house that I've never been in. I have no idea who any of these people are. My boss knows all of them. I have no idea who the fuck these people are. He knows all of them. And then we go into the back bedroom. This older lady had died. And I'm like, I didn't know anything about this. My adrenaline is fucking at the top of my head. I have no idea what's going on. I see this dead person for the first time. First time I ever seen anything like this. And of course, it had to be a little old lady that happened to be a lot overweight.
A little obese.
And I'm like, okay, what do I do? Of course, we're all whispering because the family's in the next room. I'm like, what do I do, man? He's like, just stay right there at the head of the stretcher. And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. He's like, okay, take the sheet off of the bed. It's like, okay. He's like, we're going to take this with us. I'm like, so this is new. I don't know.
Yeah, because why would I want that sheet that someone died on?
And he's like, that way, we don't rip her skin when we move her. And I'm like, oh, that happens. And he's like, yeah, that happens a lot, believe it or not. So we're taking the sheet. I'm like, oh, okay. So I grabbed the sheet from each corner by her head. Of course, is the heaviest part.
Of course.
He thought it was hilarious. This dude, I mean, my boss is significantly bigger than me. So it's even funnier for him seeing me like, I'm not a small guy, but I'm definitely not a big guy. But I picked this woman up. She's probably about 300, 350 pounds. Fucking just it's like almost picked the sheet up and slammed her onto the fucking cot. I was lifting. It was like I went to the gym, like out of breath and everything. Oh, dip. Then there came the trouble of actually picking the stretcher all the way up to roll it back out.
Hey, see there, everybody? Lift with your legs, not your back.
Yeah, well, I didn't really. This was more of a lift with my back kind of deal because, well, when it came to the stretcher, it was lift my legs. But when it came to moving her onto the stretcher, that was a whole back deal. And man, I tell you what, man, I about strained a bunch of shit. Luckily, I was young, so I didn't give a fuck. So we do that. move her all the way out through the living room. Then there's the debacle of getting her to the expedition.
Excursion.
Yeah. No. Yeah, excursion. Move her to get to that fucking SUV. And it had been raining. There's no sidewalk. There is nothing else. Just grass and mud. Every ounce of my being pushing and lifting and pushing and lifting to get to the back of this SUV. I used legs, back, arms, everything. And then, okay, we finally get to the back of the truck. Then open it up, I push her into it. Because, those stretchers, man, they got this little handy little fucking lever that you pull and it folds the little wheels in. So
right.
When you push, it's literally just like pushing in a wheeled fucking chair, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then I'm like, push that shit in. Fucking, man, I'm stoked. It has been done. The deed is done. It's over with. I don't have to deal with the smell. I don't have to fucking deal with the family, being scared, all this heavy lifting. And then I hop into the fucking shotgun seat, passenger seat, the front of it. And then my boss leans over and puts his hand out. And I'm like, oh yeah. Fuck yeah, we did it. Fuck yeah, we did it. Then he looked at me and said, I was waving at the family. I'm like, I was waving at the family.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I would have loved to have seen the faces of the family members that were standing there right there.
Oh, they all, every one of them seen it. Me, high five him. And it wasn't even like a bad one. I was just super excited. The job was done. He pulled his hand out and I was like, high five. I was waving at the family and I said, well, fuck.
Oh my God.
The whole family saw it. The whole family just saw me high five.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Us putting their dead grandma into the fucking back of our truck.
Oh.
This is my first day on the job.
I swear. Yeah, way to make a good impression.
And I was like, well, fuck. So, that was a short career.
Oh my goodness. Whew,
The whole fucking ride back was awkward. Like, so I know I'm getting fired. I know when I get back. As soon as we get back to the fucking funeral home, I'm getting fired. And he looks at me, he said, that was pretty fucking funny.
Yes, it was.
In that tone. That's what he said. That was pretty fucking funny, man. And I was like, dude, I am so fucking sorry, man. I did not even think about that. He's like, yeah, I can tell.
Because when somebody holds a hand up with their open palm, naturally your instinct is to high five them.
I mean, for me it was.
Right.
And he was like, he's like, it's actually pretty fucking funny.
Yes, it is.
And I was like, okay, so what's going to happen now? I was like, am I fired on my first day? He's like, nah, man.
With that much comic, oh man. Can you imagine? He was like, I know he was laughing his ass off.
Oh,
man.
dude, he was.
Oh, man.
Fucking, when we got back to the funeral, he was laughing his ass off. I am honestly, I respect him so much for keeping a straight face that long.
Oh, man, because he couldn't laugh when he was in front of the family members.
I was feeling the whole ride back.
Oh,
the whole ride back, dude. I was completely 100% ashamed of myself. It's like, fuck. Fuck, I am a terrible person. Like, I fucking high-fived it. I high-fived all this in front of this grieving family. This woman had literally died an hour before.
Oh my goodness, that makes me even better.
And I'm like, this is, I'm lost my job. He's,
man.
the whole ride back, I am completely 100%
I'm sorry,
ashamed of myself.
I'm sorry. I don't know if you find it as funny as I do. It's just funny to me.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
well,
I can't stop laughing.
Still, even now, I still feel pretty ashamed. But fucking Murky, my wife Jen, dude, she laughs her ass off about it.
That's the natural response to hearing a story like this.
And I'm like, I asked him. I said, dude, so I guess I'm fired. He's like, nah, man, you're good.
Why would a
pretty
person
hilarious.
fire someone that will give them that much comedic, just so much ammunition? Why would you fire someone like that? No, you don't fire someone. You keep them around as long as possible.
Well, honestly, that probably cost him about $20,000 because I'm pretty sure that family never fucking used the funeral home again.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's worth it. That's if I was the funeral director, it was worth every penny I lost to do that. To see that.
Oh, dude, he thought it was the funniest goddamn thing he'd ever seen.
Man.
And I went home, and I was so upset, and I was ashamed. And then I told my wife Jen, Murky, I was like, okay, so I fucked up today, and she's like, well, okay, let's talk about it. So I told her the whole story, and after the whole high five ordeal, all she did was bust out cackling laugh.
Because that is the proper response for a story like that. If you don't laugh, something's seriously wrong with you.
No, it was the full belly chuckle,
yes,
laughing.
That's what I just did. That's funny. That's just funny. I'm sorry.
And I was like, how is that funny? She's like, because it's not me that did it.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Okay. And that right there is the high five that made me ashamed of myself.
Oh, man, that's awesome. I'm sorry. That story is pure gold. Everybody, I hope every one of you listening right now got a good laugh out of that. Because that's funny. If you don't find that shit funny, you're dead inside and you have no humor. That's funny.
Well, guys, I mean, I was kind of a little hesitant to tell that story than my wife.
I'm so glad you got over that, because that's funny. That's hilarious.
I mean, hell, dude, that was 7 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man, awesome. I'm sorry. That's good.
Well,
everybody. Well, yeah.
Thank Murky for me telling that story.
I will thank her personally when I see her. Well, everybody, I hope you have had a good kick out of this, man, because this was a hilarious story in my opinion. But yeah, man. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Tales from the Other Side.
Putting the fun in funeral.
Putting the fun in funeral. But everybody, thank you for joining Cracker Hunters today, man. This is fun. But don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to get notified of hilarious stories like this, so you can get notified as soon as they come up. But I'm Carolina Hitman.
I'm Anubis.
Thank y'all for joining Cracker Hunters today, man. We'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.